guys, welcome to my channel. It's officially fall, yay! So it's October, this is one of my favorite months of the year. So I thought I would take the time, this is going to be a soft-spoken September reads wrap up. So yeah, I read 16 books this month. The average rating was 3.875, which is fantastic. I had a fantastic reading month. I did start going back to work after my maternity leave, and lately I've been just having so much energy. Call it mom energy, call it whatever you want, but I am just in the zone right now. I love fall. I love cozy weather, even though it's been really hot where I live here. I have a feeling like we're on the precipice. Like, it's always been kind of hot until about mid-October here. So we are in October, and we're gonna have just the greatest reading time for the next couple of months, actually next 3 or 4 months probably. And I'm so excited. Like I said, I read 16 books this month. That is amazing for me. Usually my average is about 8 to 10 books a month, so 16, that's almost double my average. I don't know how I've been reading so much. I guess maybe the main thing is I've been doing a lot of audiobook listening as I've been going on walks at work, because on my breaks I do like to go for walks and then pop in an audiobook. It's really nice and helps me take a break from the stress of my job. My job is not like so stressful, but I mean, it definitely has its moments. It's an office job. Work can pile up pretty quickly, and I need my 15-minute breaks during the day to just go for a walk and read. And also the type of office work I have, I'm not really on the phones too often, so I do have a lot of downtime. I can actually focus on my work and do a lot of the task that I need to do that doesn't require a lot of talking or a lot of like other people and collaborating with me, so to say, because it's one of those situations where again, don't get a lot of phone calls. If I hear, like, with talking and with like gossip and distractions, that is too much for me to take in my audiobook. But we're actually pretty quiet in my department where I work, and so it's prime time. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I actually have to go in the office. Mondays and Fridays I'm at home, so Mondays and Fridays I don't get too much reading done because I have 2 kids now, a toddler and a newborn. So yeah, not a lot of time. Have to play multitasking mommy mode during Mondays and Fridays. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays when I'm actually in the office, I do have, oddly enough, more time to read. Before I had children, it was the opposite. I obviously had more time to read at home. But yeah, now that I've discovered immersive reading and reading audiobooks while reading a Kindle version, I think that's why I've been reading so much. And the Kindle itself is probably a main reason. I'm so glad I bought it, because I'm able to get through a lot of books. That's the thing with me, I just love books so much, and I want to be able to read so much, and my TBR is like growing and growing and growing, and I just want to like read as much as I can. So now I feel like I've tackled a lot of my physical TBR, and I'm happy about that. I feel accomplished. I feel invigorated to read even more. It's been an exciting time in my life, and I'm really happy right now. So without further ado, I'm going to go through the books that I read. I'm not going to go too in depth with them, since like I said, I've read 16 books this month. I'm not going to have a lot of time to go in depth, but again, I like facts, I like figures. So 16 books this month of September, 16 for September. Average star rating 3.875. So let's go. So this is in no particular order as well. This is just whatever I have in front of me, I'm going to share with you and discuss it. This book is a classic. This is Contact by Carl Sagan. It smells really good because it's one of those old books from the 90s or it's actually from the 80s. This is actually my husband's book. He's the one, we watched this movie a couple weeks ago. We've watched this movie like 3 times now. The score was part of our wedding ceremony. The score of the movie, obviously, you can't really score a book. But it just took me this long because I've known about Contact since last year, since around the time I got married, and it's taken me this long to actually read it. He's opened me up to Carl Sagan, and for that I am so grateful because Carl Sagan just has a way with words, and it makes you excited to learn the intricacies of the universe and just be in it. Yeah, so this was fantastic. The next book I read, it's not, like I said, it's not in order, but I also read A Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore, and I mean, come on. Could we get any more into the fact that we're kind of ripping off of Gilmore Girls and Stars Hollow? I mean, the town that these books take place in is Dream Harbor, like Stars Hollow, and it's just, I wanted a cozy fall book because I want to read fall reads, you know, I'm in that mood. Spooky season. See, I think October is more spooky season for me. September and November are cozy. So September I was like transitioning into fall, getting into more cozy reads. October, now that we're in October, I'm probably going to read a lot more thrillers and fantasy and scary, spooky things. But November we'll go back to cozy. December will be cozy as well. So yes, so this started off my fall coziness vibes. And I thought it was cute, but some parts were kind of cringy. So, the second book I read was The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Let me find that for you on my Kindle here. It goes off of that, so I'm sure you know what it looks like. It's a very popular TikTok book. I don't have TikTok. I didn't find it because of that. I found it because of my good other book, To Be Girlies. So, I'm finding it. Sorry, it takes a little bit. My internet's not the greatest here. Sorry. So here we go. And again, I hate that that's the subtitle for these books is The Viral TikTok Romance. Like, who cares? Anyway. Okay. The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. That one was much better than this one. This one I think was trying to play off Lorelai and Luke's relationship in Gilmore Girls, and this one was more like Logan and Rory. And I've always, even as a child when I started getting into the series, I identified more with Rory and her story. So yeah, so I really enjoyed that one. Another kind of cozy book that I read was The Rainfall Market by Yu Young-wing. Probably said that wrong, I'm sorry. But this was so cute. It had like magic and coziness, and I loved the beginning that had the list of the characters, and then when you actually met those characters, you feel like, oh, that's what they're talking about, and then you go back and forth and back and forth. It's kind of like when you read a fantasy book and you have a map at the beginning. It's nice to, like, when they mention a place, to go back. So that's what I felt with this one. It was really cozy, really cute, surprisingly profound and deep, and I highly recommend. Okay, now we're getting into a God tier book, what I consider one of my God tier books. Probably, so far, it's my favorite book I read this year. I'm not going to say that yet because I will have a special video that will go over my favorite reads for the whole entire year, which will be on, you know, around Christmas or Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Anywho, Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. Now, was a little reluctant to this because, again, the TikTok of it all. I gotta stop thinking that TikTok is just cheap, frilly romance, because this was so good. Such a good character. I'm not gonna explain it to you because I'm sure you know, but it's such a good character exploration. That's what I'm finding I like, is characters and human development and learning their stuff, and it's just phenomenal. Now I don't know if I'll be reading Magnolia Parks, but I do like Jessa Hastings' writing, so that was good. Now, speaking of an author that I kind of was mild about was Miranda July. I read You Belong Here. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. Yeah, that was the first book I read while I was on my maternity leave. Anyway, after reading that book, I wasn't sure if I wanted to read more of her writing, but I did. One of the book people said that they recommend the audiobook for this, and I agree. I read this as an audiobook on my Libby app, and it was just phenomenal, fantastic. You could get sucked into the story right away. It's beautifully written. Yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about that. Another Kindle read it's called, okay, here we go. Let's go into my Kindle reads a little bit. I will show you, okay, I couldn't remember the name of it. I apologize. Here we go. By the Horns by Ruby Dixon. Now, it's kind of smutty, like all of her books are, but I do like her writing, I gotta say. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Legends and Lattes and Travis Baldree and his storytelling. She's good, man. I loved it. By the Horns. That was a new release, September 2nd, I believe. Very, very phenomenal, very good. Now we'll kind of like sour the mood a little bit, and I'll go over books that I wasn't too thrilled about. So there was, sorry, Terms and Conditions. Now this is the second book in the Lakefront Billionaire series, and I didn't like it. I gave it a 2-star. I gave it a 1-star. I couldn't get into it. I DNF'd it halfway through, and I think if you read a book for more than halfway, you get to rate it. I allowed myself that privilege because it was terrible. Just terrible. Cringy writing. I didn't like the couple. I didn't feel for them. I had no interest in them. I just did not like it. But that's why I read that though. I read the second book because the first book I really enjoyed, which was The Fine Print. Now this happened with her other series, this was the Dreamland series, sorry. The Lakefront Billionaire series was the first series of hers I read. And the first book, which I'm blanking on the name, Love Redesigned, that one was really good. But the second book, Love, I don't remember, I'm sorry, Love something. See, I don't even remember the name of it. That's how bad it was. That I didn't like. Love Unwritten. There you go. Couldn't get into the couples, couldn't get into the storyline, was missing the family element that I liked from the first book. So this kind of, Lauren Asher, I need to stay away from you for a little bit because this kind of, I felt like, followed the same pattern. I liked the first one, The Fine Print. It was very good. And I love Disney. I'm a Disney adult. Very good. Now, Terms and Conditions, hated it. I really did. I don't like not finishing books. I don't think anybody does. That's not something you want to do. You want to enjoy it, a series, and get into it and be really excited for the next book, but that was not happening for me with that one, so I gave it up. I said, no, I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay, now let's bring it back up. A book that I recently read like a couple weeks ago was The Other Side of Now by Paige Harbison. This was a gorgeous story about grief, and there's like fantastical elements to it, and it's just, I was connected to the story right away. I like the back and forth of it all. I like the time warpiness of it all. It's got little sci-fi elements in there for you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now going off of that vein, I was transitioning into the spooky season. So I read, here we go. Let me find it, sorry. Oh, this is Ashley Boston, and all of the books I've read to her have been 4 or 5. Oh, did I show you guys this? Look at my cozy Kindle case. How cute is that? Anyway, The Dead Romantics. Ashley Boston. Oh, Post and Boss. I never know how to say it. Anyway, beautiful. Loved it. Again, about grief, there's fantastical elements. There's a love story. It's a good one. I love the couple in this story, the main couple. Yeah, highly recommend. Okay, I'll give you another spooky one. I read this one as an audiobook. For some reason, I had a free trial for Kindle, and I deleted it. Well, it's not done till October 8th, but you only get 1 credit a month, which that's why I don't like Audible. You only get 1 credit is 1 book. Do you know how much I read? 1 book a month as an audiobook? That is not enough for me. Sorry. Anyway, so that was, it's a good story I listened to though, so I'm not mad about it. It was free, so anyway, and that's another thing. I've been really trying to use my Kindle Unlimited subscription and my Libby app and any kind of freebies I get from Spotify, because I don't like, these books are expensive and I like kind of newer books, I'm realizing. So I don't want to spend an arm and a leg just to read a good book, you know? So there it was, Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. Play Nice. It's about a haunted house and these 3 women, and it reminded me of Charmed. It reminded me of Practical Magic. It reminded me of Hocus Pocus. It was just so good, so Halloween-y and fun and magical. Yes. Then like going back, because it was very hot here, as I've mentioned, so I was still trying to read kind of summery things. The one I read that I really enjoyed was The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. That was so sweet. I love those characters. Again, I'm not going to get into a love story if I don't like the couples that are the main love story. Duh. But no, I've listened to that. I did an immersive reading one with that. I listened to it as an audiobook and I read it on my Kindle. And I really enjoyed it.